Thank you for joining us. I'm Christina Santiago, and you're watching The Magic of Giving. Now that we know the history, goals, and programs of Project Vet Relief, it's time to discuss the needs of the organization and opportunities for the community to help. My guests today are Myra Jowers, American Legion Department of Florida, Post 137 Commander, and Jessica Flynn, the Director of Foundation Relations. So let's get started. Thank you, ladies, first of all, so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Myra, can you explain to us what are some of the biggest needs for the veterans out there in our community, or in general?
Sure. There are many needs of the veterans. Depends on where they are in their life. Of course, the younger ones, there's problems with transitioning from military service to civilian life. And those that are in their middle years, they might have problems with employment or lack thereof. And of course, as they get older, the veterans have problems with their health and winding their way through the VA system, trying to get benefits, pensions, and health care, that sort of thing.
Right. And how can Project Vet Relief address those needs? How do they step in and help?
Oh, there are just so many ways. Project Vet Relief oftentimes gives families that are in need of housing and paying their bills, particularly their utilities, gives them emergency financial assistance. And that's generally where I come in. I do investigations for the state when we're doing the financial assistance part of that puzzle. But of course, our service officers help veterans with getting through the VA system by helping them filling out the forms and making contacts for them. So they're very valuable in that aspect.
Now, what would you say the biggest need is for Project Vet Relief right now?
Sure. Project Vet Relief, we are committed to creating a sustainable model. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We want to be here for generations to come. And we acknowledge that being able to create the sustainable model requires funding. That's our first and foremost need, is creating fundraising mechanisms so that we may provide more assistance to more veterans. Right now we have a limited pool of money that we can pull from to assist our veterans in need. We're hoping to grow that so we may assist more veterans in their emergency situations. We also are working with other organizations for collaboration. We don't want to be a one-stop shop that knows everything. We want to work with others in our communities. We don't want to duplicate services. We want to get out into the communities and work together to further the assistance of our veterans. And then we also acknowledge that we need to acquire knowledge ourselves. Our service officers, who we call Project Vet Relief Advocates, they are facilitating a large amount of information to veterans. We want to make sure that we continually keep them educated, continually keep ourselves educated on veterans' need and just where we need to. Everything's changing within veteran services, and for us to stay updated and current is also important. So really we acknowledge, we need funding, we need collaboration, and we need to access knowledge and grow our knowledge.
Okay, so how can the community get involved? If somebody's sitting out there and they want to get involved, how can they get involved?
Well, there's a couple ways to get involved. If you are an individual who honorably served during a wartime period, you're eligible to become an American Legion member. So that's one way you can get involved. Most of our Legionnaires, 130,000 throughout the state, find a lot of benefit in, one, being able to gather together in camaraderie, and two, being able to go out into their community and help. We look to our Legionnaires to provide the assistance through being a service officer, a vet relief advocate. So individuals who are Legionnaires can get trained to become a vet relief advocate and help with our program through volunteering. We would also encourage our community to donate. We need assistance to provide more funds to more people throughout the state. So those are our two greatest needs, is volunteers and funding.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If somebody wants to volunteer, do they necessarily need to be a prior veteran?
Not necessarily. You can get involved in Project Vet Relief either through the American Legion or as an independent volunteer and just contacting us. And as an independent volunteer, we can put you through the training to become a vet relief advocate as well.
Okay. Okay, now I know we talked numbers in the first segment and statistics and all that, but I know that Florida, now correct me if I'm wrong, Florida is the third largest state with veterans, or can you explain that a little bit?
So Florida, in Florida, we are the third largest state for veterans living in our state. We're right behind California and Texas. We have approximately 1.6 million, I believe, veterans that reside in the state. So there's a huge need right here in Florida to assist these individuals that are currently here and the ones that will be returning soon from our wars now.
Okay, so volunteers, you need money. Now, social media, are you guys on social media? Let's talk about that a little bit.
We are. You know, American Legion, we've been around for almost 100 years. And over 100 years, you can see an evolution of change. American Legion has a very active website, and our Legionnaires have been very active on social media. Project Vet Relief is also coming into social media as well and trying to engage individuals that way. We put a lot of information up. Jeff, who was in the last segment, we followed his story as he came to us for assistance, went to the hospital, and came out of the hospital after having a successful surgery. So we're able to highlight the stories of the individuals we serve, get the community involved, and get our Legionnaires involved and behind these people so they're not feeling alone. And that's one of our largest pushes. You know, we don't want anyone to feel alone. There's no need for it. We have 130,000 members here that are standing behind our veterans. The biggest thing we feel is that, you know, they fought for us, and so we're going to fight for them, and this is our way to do that.
Okay, so as we close in on this segment, now social media, again, I just want to reiterate in case there's viewers at home that want to get plugged in. Twitter, do you have a Twitter site?
We're on Twitter.
And Facebook, Instagram.
YouTube as well.
YouTube as well, okay. And if someone wants to volunteer, can they just get online and sign up, or do they have to call?
Either one. If they would like to personally call us, we'd love to chat. Otherwise, there are ways to connect with us through website.
Okay, and then donations. Can people donate online, or do they call?
Donate online or call.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for being with us in this third segment, and thank you so much for telling our community what your needs are.
Thank you.
It was so great to speak with you today. Thank you so much for watching today's show. To find out more about how to become involved with Project Vet Relief, please go to projectvetrelief.org or call 407-295-2631. Let's all become part of the magic. See you soon. Thank you guys so much. You guys did an awesome job.